not just your regular show, it's your groundbreaking show, the best LGBTQI talk show in the world. This is Breaking News Wahala on Q Talk, and I remain your host, Marvelous Achafu Kelechi, and I'm always joined by Chimirezi, Henry, and Hunaya. Welcome, Chimirezi. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Mr. Chaffo. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Now, LGBTQI rights over the years seems to be declining despite a lot of shouts, a lot of noise, a lot of activism. This is what we'll be talking about today and sharing the limelight on a story that happened. You guys must have seen the story, but we'll play the video about a girl that was strangled by her father, beaten her brothers, kicked, all sort of inhuman things were done to her by her family members. Now we're going to be giving you guys some inside stories, something that you must have missed. Some of you that have seen the video, some things that you might have missed. So just tune in and watch the full video. But in case you haven't seen the video, please just kindly watch.
Warning, this video contains graphic content. Viewers' discretion is advised.
But the lover, you be trying to take a soul from her. Yeah, go for love. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna love. I just wanna take these. Yeah, I just wanna take these. Yeah, take these. Go now. I just wanna go now, no, 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 no. I just wanna go now. I don't wanna feel nah, 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 nah.
Yo, what I'm more.
So now that you guys have seen the video, we'll be giving you guys some inside scoop on what really happened, where the girl is located, some other things, and just give our candid opinions and shine the spotlight on also LGBTQI organizations and moving forward. How just basically we're just going to have a conversation about this because that video, from what you've seen, it calls for burning questions, and we're going to just give burning answers and burning opinions, not caring who is going to be not caring who is just going to be offended. We're going to speak the truth because we're Q will talk. Starting with you, Chimirezi, what do you feel about that video? What would you like to say?
Watching that video, the first time I watched that video, to be honest.
Let me just hold on. Let me just add this. So for those that do not know, the girl is actually from Onitsha. So they said this happened in Onitsha. So I just want to add that, but Chimirezi can go on.
When I first watched that video, to be honest, I was speechless. I know we as LGBTQ people, we can relate being abused. We can relate with the hate comments, everything that's been happening with us. But it coming from your own family, your own father, that is on the next level. That is a menace. That's bad. That's something I really don't wish nobody can relate to. But unfortunately, most of us can relate to such incidents. The first thing when I looked at that video is like they abused that teenage girl apart from her sexuality, no matter what. Like, she's your offspring, she's the blood of your blood, the bones of your bone, and you could do that to her. I feel like she should have looked around her surroundings, because like the way we are raised, the way we are brought up determines the decisions we make in life. most people will be like, oh, it's because they were not educated. It's not even about education to be questioned here. It's about love. It's about humanity. It's about doing what is right by society, because in the video you could see the father and the brother beating her. I don't think that the father and the brother just started beating up people just from that video. Do you get my point? I don't feel that was the first time they were beating someone up. I feel that she should have known the kind of father and the kind of brother she has, that she had a barbaric father and a barbaric brother to people to be called as family, and they have been beating up on people elsewhere. And that is why now it has translated. They say in Igbo, you don't keep a snake at the back of your house and expect that snake to only bite your enemies. That's because you feed that snake will one day turn and bite you also. And that is exactly what happened here, because the father and the brother has been doing this for a long time, and they are used to doing such infliction on other people. Now we can see how they are also harming their own children. I feel this is a point where NGOs need to step in. NGOs need to look into the situation, because without the situation being resolved, it will pass on the wrong signal, the wrong message that LGBTQ life don't matter. And this girl deserves the justice. She should be taken away from that home. She should be taken away from that family. She has been abused. She has been assaulted just for her sexuality, and she needs a long therapy. She needs conversation. She needs this community more than ever, unless she's going to get into a depressing state and even eventually commit suicide. That we've seen a lot of suicide committed by queer Nigerians even abroad. We've seen it. It's because of family pressures. It's because of family abuse. It's because of family issues that put a lot of queer people into the state and into the regrets and into the decisions they do that they later regret. That's it from me, Mr. Jaffa.
For me, I'm going to say this again. If you want to show your love or explore or show your hand, be free like a bird, free like a bird, that have some form of independence before you do that. Because I tell LGBT community members that please try and have independence. With independence comes more will to do what you want without not being without we getting less questions. Now you're under your family, which is obvious in this video. The girl is under her family and she's doing this. If you're under your family, that's when you tend to get hate crimes like this. So I tell LGBT community members, as much as you want to be free, try and put your safety first and get some form of independence on when you leave. Then you can explore more and be, at least if they are from a family, let them know. The thing, if they can, their mind would have boiled and to have settled in their mind and would have ended with them. I tell people that I long for a world where LGBT community rights or rights, LGBTQI rights
Won't you
would be
say in
solid.
this, sorry to cut you short, won't you say in this situation this girl cannot be independent because like her age is to be
We don't know her
questioned?
age yet. She should probably be 29 or she could be 16. We don't know her age yet. That's one thing I've been trying to verify, but I don't know her age. But I would just like to put that she's an adult, let's just say 18 upward. And if she's 18 below, I don't even think that it's right for her to be in such kind of relationship. I don't think it's right. To be honest, if she's 18 below, it would make me much more disappointed. But if she's 18 above, so my opinion will apply for people that are 18 above. If she's 18 below, I do not know what to say about that, because whether we like it or not, our parents are still a guardian. Yes, they went overboard, but whether we like it or not, they are still the guardian. So if it's 18 below, say, that's when it becomes much more complicated. But I want to put it on 18 and above, a case of 18 and
That would be
above. Now,
another conversation for another time, when
yeah,
like if she was 18 below, because
yeah.
like
So
given this situation, I know a lot of teenagers who are under 18 and who are in good amazing relationship, heterosexual relationship, and their parents have no issue about it. So why should being in a queer relationship be an exception?
like I
Get my
said,
point?
she's under 18. If she's under 18, she's
You want
still a
to tell me
minor
that
under the law. So that she's still a
you don't
minor.
have teenagers who are in relationship that you know.
Under the Nigerian law, she's still a minor. According to the law, that's why I said it's a bigger conversation for on that day. So I would not like to go, because if I spend so much time on the minor, I might miss
The
the
point.
points exactly. But the minor story is a different thing for another day, because whether we like it or not, she's still under parental guidance and parental control according to the Nigerian law. The Canadian law is different. I think there are even states in abroad. I think even in Germany itself, I think the if a 13-year-old can be in a relationship as far as it's concerned or as far as she's concerned. But the Nigerian law here, or especially in the general setting law, under the law, forget the Islamic, some Islam, they have Islamic law, they have, so that's a different story for another day. So I would not like to focus. That's why I said if she's underage, then we start having a different kind of topic on, oh, dealing as a teenager or dealing with your relationships. But let's just face that, okay, she's above the age of consent, but she still lives with her parents. Because a normal thing in Nigeria, yeah, where people still live with their parents till when they get married, it's like a cultural thing, especially in the East. It's a cultural thing where, as a lady, if you live alone, they term you as a slut. So you still live with your parents till when you get married. To when you get married. Let's just say in this case, that's who she falls under. For me, I would say that get some form of independence. If you know that this is your kind of lifestyle, you would know that it becomes for every second they spend in that house, it becomes a step closer towards the hell that's going to be unleashed in case they find out about your sexuality. So try and get some form of independence before you throw it out on social media, because the family obviously saw it from social media. That is for an example. I tell people that please try and be a little bit more safer. In as much as I tell people that, oh, be free, be free, be free. If you have independence and then you're posting things like this, it will not get to that point, because we've talked about that story on that those boys that were kissing on Instagram, that are posting on Instagram. But I'm sure that probably they have independence. Now, moving on to the bigger picture of the story. For me, I'm going to say again, this calls to play the roles of NGO in Nigeria. This is the NGOs of Nigeria. This is their biggest test to show their strength, to show their unity, to show their relevance. The biggest challenge has been thrown towards them. People like the Tears of this world, the Heartland, the even happiest ones, all of you, what's your name, AAPB, I can go on and on. The ones in Nigeria, this is your biggest test. Are you going to provide justice for this girl? That is the biggest question. That is the burning question. Because from this video, it shows that there's more than enough evidence for you to actually know the family, for you to actually help the life of this girl. But if you guys keep a silent eye, because I see many LGBT community organizations, they've not even posted about it, they're not even making their research, they're not even it seems like it's not even on their phone burner, and it shows that it's very disappointing. We are going to continue to keep tabs on this. We're going to continue to speak about this because this girl must get justice. Coming out there, whether we like it or not, the straight community that are watching, because I read some of the comments, I read a lot of the comments on blogs, and what they said was that, oh, they live there, may they discipline her, and so may they beat the woman out of him, and this and that, and the father is disciplining her child, nothing wrong with this, that please, if they continue to do this to LGBTQI members, maybe they will be able to correct their brain. And I just saw that this actually appalling, and the hate crime is spreading. So for me, I would feel like LGBTQI organizations, what are you guys going to do about this? Are you guys going to resolve this? Are you guys going to bring justice? Forget what you guys are printing, the yearly reports that you guys keep printing and printing year after year. Oh, yearly report. You have GBV officers, you have money at your disposal, a lot of grants, a lot of money. What are you using to? How have you been able to secure the lives of LGBTI community members? These are the big questions that needs to be asked, and we are asking them to you guys because we would like to see the end of this story and how this is resolved. Because if this does not get resolved and this just ends, like one of the things that is swept under the carpet, and it calls for it actually shows that the lives of LGBTQI lives do not really matter. As Chimerize has said, it do not really matter. And maybe you guys should just pack home because you have lost your relevance, you've lost your integrity. Because this case, whether you like it or not, it's an international case, it's a popular case on almost every blog, on almost every lips. And we'd love to see the way you guys actually resolve it. Because that video, as you guys have seen, that video is not something that is really, really I don't just know what to say, but that video, I'm sure you guys, if you watch it, you will not expect your blood not to boil. Your blood would actually boil. And we would just keep that to see what the LGBTI community members they would actually do about it. Chime, is there anything that you'd like to add?
The resolution of the story is a big deal to should be a big deal to every one of us, because if this story is not resolved, it only shows that the rate of suicide among queer teens and queer young adults are going to skyrocket, because when a young person look at the story and be like, what is the essence of fighting? What is the essence of continuing? What is the essence of living? And they will think the best option is to check out, which you all know that the rate of suicide among the LGBTQ folks, especially trans people of color, are the highest in the whole world. I feel this story should be resolved. This girl must receive the justice she deserves, not just because we're saying it, not just because we want it, but because of the betterment of the next generation, so that they can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Secondly, so that African parents with queer children will know that they have a limit, even under, maybe not under the Nigerian constitution, maybe not under the African constitution, but under the international law of human rights, because this should be treated as a human rights violation, because this girl was stripped of all her human rights. She was beaten. Even a pig cannot be beaten like that. Shame to her father, shame on her brother, shame to those who know this family, big shame. The worst father award goes to you, the father of this girl, who have beaten his sibling off in the public. Then how should we treat the rest of your family? If you, a father, can beat your child to stupor in shame before the general public, how will the society treat that girl? How will the rest of the world treat that child? They will treat her as a useless nobody, the way you've treated her. But thank God we have a society. Thank God we have people who are not barbaric in nature and stupid at heart and useless in sense, like those we call fathers who do this kind of things. This is my final word to you as a father. Every father, every parent watching this, I feel it is high time you change that stupid nature of an African father, where African fathers feel that abusing their children, subduing their children to hardship, to blackmailing their children emotionally and cutting out from them is the best way to resolve a solution. This is high time we change that stupid notion. This is high time we stand up for our right. Be you a father. The Bible only says honor your father, but if your father is a drunkard, we will not honor a drunkard. We will not honor an abuser, because he gave us life from his lung. It's high time we call African parents out. They should be held responsible for their abuses to children. This is not the first time. This is not the second time. That's my final word.
Thank you very much for that. Even I was even clapping with my mic muted, that you couldn't have said it better. Thank you for bringing that angle, because this is a story that it's just very appalling and very sad. Like other stories that will banter, have this argument. I'm just weak, because what I want is solutions, just solutions. And you've given a lot of solutions in just that capping. That even parenting needs to be done. But I'm still coming from the angle too of LGBTQI organizations. This is your biggest test, and we'll be watching. Would you guys feel it? So speaking about what happened, let's talk about what happened over the weekend. Chimerizi, quickly, what happened over the weekend?
Over the weekend, as usual, I was supposed to be on set, but our production got cancelled. So my Saturday was free. I just had a rest, but until I got the story, and it just shook my whole weekend. But during the week, my hearing, I had my hearing this week. Thank you, Canada. It's been 10 years, and my hearing went successful. I will be officially 10 years this September or next September. I can't remember. But yeah, 9 plus or 8 plus years now. Thank you, Canada. My stay was successful. I got a positive hearing. So I'm now a PR resident. Other than that, then celebration, and then looking into this case and editing, making sure that we bring the best out of the story. We follow the story to the very end. That is it from me.
So for me, what I did over the weekend was just on Friday, I went for a community member's father's burial. A CU in Stitch, a very nice friend of mine, a very supportive friend, supportive from day one. Even I remembered when I tried to bring Colin Coward to come on Q Talk, the first episode ever. He was one of the people that came through the Zoom to support. Very fantastic guy. So I went for his father's burial to pay my last respect. It was good. It was really nice. And on Saturday, I just chilled, had fun. And a community member told me about a story of another community member that was killed and he was stabbed in the leg, or like with an iron rod or something like an iron shaft, um, stabbed in the leg, and the leg was also hit too by the iron rod. And he was taken to the hospital, different hospitals. They were rejecting him, and the final hospital they went to that wanted to treat him, they said they had to amputate the leg, which they had to amputate the leg. It's a story we'll talk about during this week to just give more insight on that. But during the week, we'll talk about it. And also, finally, on Sunday, I happened to meet a fan too of QD, our usual fan of QD Talk. I came, the one I met last time at Radisson. I met him at Radisson again. It was nice chilling with him, kept on praising the show. Oh my God, I love the fact that you guys are bringing out a new show. It was just praise, and just thanks to us. It was just a nice weekend. Despite this video has been troubling also, it made our weekend less. We can't even say some fun things we did because the weekend was moody for me, a very moody weekend because of this video. It was just everywhere. So, guys, just comment, tell us what you feel about the video, tell us what you feel, your opinions. Please give us stories, share stories to us, because I feel bad that I had to guess this story about the guy that was amputated from a friend of mine. I feel like you guys should say more. If you see more, if you see something, say something, share stories to us, message us on our what's it called, on our Instagram handle, or on our Twitter, on our YouTube, on our an email, even comment on our YouTube channel that you guys have the story. I can reach out to you guys, or we would reach out to you guys. So please give us stories. Let's talk about this community. Let's together speak out for this community. And like what I always say, that media changes culture. I feel like media is one of the biggest tools to change the culture of homophobia in Nigeria. So you guys should also comment, tell us what you did over the weekend, to subscribe to not miss any of our interesting stories coming up this weekend, and also to not miss any of our new shows coming up. Till next episode. See you guys later. Peace out.